So that we don't waste too much time, while we are doing that, I will be calling on our speaker, the founder of Salario, as he will be taking us through how to automate payroll without losing control. Basically, moving from spreadsheets to automated payroll to make your business more efficient. Um, Michelle Harry, would like to have you now. Thank you very much.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. Um, Thanks for joining this webinar. It's a pleasure having everyone. I can see that more people are trying to join. I think more people are joining, so probably in a few minutes' time, we'll get started. But once again, it's a really pleasure because this topic we are about to treat today is a very interesting one. It's a topic that actually affects many businesses currently in Nigeria today. I mean, and it's very, very fascinating that you, either as a business owner, as a HR or a finance manager, created time to join this session to learn more about how payroll automation works, and also how a transition from Excel spreadsheet to an automated payroll system can be beneficial to your business. Is a very more people are still joining. Let's just give a few minutes, then we'll get started. Yeah. Okay. So for me, myself, who is the speaker? Who am I? So my name is Michelle Harry. So I'm the founder of Salario. So Salario is a smart workforce and payroll management platform built for business owners. So and also HR managers and also the finance team. So typically in the industry and the country, you see many businesses juggling different spreadsheets and also manual bank transfers at the end of the month when they want to pay their team. So that is why this particular product was built. So with my background in fintech, Vinity Tech Solution, that empowered me with the ability to be able to look at how can payroll be solved, and there can there be a transition from the manual approach to payroll to actually adopting innovative tool in this current smart world we live in, to be able to be much more efficient. And all this will also drive an ROI for a business and also ROI for the department where you're working as an HR or a finance manager. Yeah, so in this webinar, we'll be covering a whole range of different areas. So we'll be looking at the spreadsheet trap. We'll also be looking at benefits of payroll automation, and also we'll look at how to maintain control. We'll also dive further to look at payroll automation walkthrough to look at, okay, what is payroll? How can payroll automation actually benefit my business in terms of its implementation, and a typical look of at to how end to end it works. So also we also look at the case study as well, and also we would have question and answers. So please, as the session is going on, everyone is free to drop a question. So if you have your questions, keep dropping them. So at the end of the sessions, the moderator, Akintade, would take the questions. Then I would probably answer them. So I'll try to answer as much as possible to ensure that everyone is carried along, and we also guide you in this journey from transitioning from a spreadsheet-based payroll operation to a much more automated process. Yeah, so without spending so much time, I would quickly go through the first area, which we talk about the spreadsheet trap. So typically, when you ask yourself, what does spreadsheet trap mean? You can see on the on my screen a cage which depicts someone being trapped in their current approach of working. So typically, when we start whatever we're doing in every area of our life, we start with something, but whatever we are currently doing now can be much more improved upon. So this typically refers to hidden risk and limitations businesses face when they heavily rely on spreadsheets. Spreadsheets could be Excel or Google Sheets. So, and these are this can happen in areas where they have operations like payroll, finance, and HR. So, if you look at your business and different areas where you're spending so much time and also having inefficiencies, that particular area of business need to be optimized. And many businesses face this particular issue where they currently use spreadsheet to handle payroll, and this is causing inefficiency. Sometimes they don't know, just because they are used to that particular approach and they think is right, but not knowing that times are going, and also we are transitioning to a much more automated processes around the world. So we are currently in 2025, which is the then age of artificial intelligence. Things are transitioning. The way business operate need to upgrade. The way you do business, the way you handle employee record, the way you handle payroll, the way you handle accounting in your business need to be improved to ensure that your business can be much more effective and efficient enough to be able to drive more ROI to your bottom line. Yeah, so I'm going to quickly look at the common payroll issues, which is something that many business owners and also HR managers and also finance managers do not know. So you look at your operation every month, and you have to you're having series of manual errors, which is driven by the fact that maybe you incorrectly input a number. There are no maker checkers, there are no reviews, and you look at these different errors. It keep repeating itself. It shows that you are using a manual process that need to be improved. So when you look at also data security, you look at how you store employee records. Are they really safe? Your data in general in your business, is it really safe? The way you store them. It's true, we are in a world where most of our files live within our laptops, right? In the office area, even when maybe where you store physical files, fire can erupt and those files can disappear, and there is no backup. So, but with a much more automated process, you can be able to have all this information stored in the cloud. So when you look at the version control problem, say you update a record of an employee, you update numeration, you make a manual computation on an Excel sheet. You look at, okay, what you correct, what you your previous version of the employee record, can you still have access to it? Do you still have an audit trail of the record previously before you actually made the update? So, and you cannot, it is very, very difficult to reference this unless you have multiple copies of that particular file scattered around your laptop. Uh, and you look at that, you see, okay, is it going to be efficient when you have a very large team? Would everybody in your team know what is happening? And those are the kind of things that they can face when it has to do with version control problem. You look at also lack of scalability. So you look at your business, what worked when you had 2 employees, 5 employees, will not work as you scale your business. Most of us want to have businesses and run operations across different states in Nigeria. With such scale comes different complexities. So you have to adopt system and approaches that can make you scale your business and also return an investment for you as well. So all these things I've mentioned so far all come with hidden costs, and these costs are not readily available and not really obvious to many business owners, HR managers, and finance managers. But this thing exists, and it's something that if you think deep into your current process, you realize that some of the things I've pointed out here is costing you time, it's costing you compliance, and it's also costing you employee trust. So these are the different costs that can come with not optimizing your process and using a spreadsheet, because as your business grows, so will the workload. When you bring in a team that you don't have clear cut processes that have been automated, it becomes very, very difficult for you to even manage and have oversight over the activities of that particular team. So these are some of the hidden costs. And every business and every head of every department, what they always need to aim for is to improve efficiency. Because as a business, if you don't improve efficiency, you cannot get to a point where you can maximize the amount of resources human capital you have that be able to deliver what you need. So you will see that in your organization, you have to, for every layer of growth you have in your business, you have to keep increasing administrative staffs. You have to cover this because you have series of different manual processes within your business process. So as when you look at everything I've spoken about now, you look at, okay, you ask yourself, what are the signs that I have outgrown payroll spreadsheets? So, and this can only come when you reflect on the current problems that is plaguing your current processes, right? So when you look at yourself and you're like, okay, I'm spending more than 5 hours a month on payroll, which means that every month I have to run payroll. I have to go and crunch some numbers, do some calculations. I'm always with the calculator, doing so many manual things on a spreadsheet. You know that this is time you have actually outgrown it. Just like a baby would grow from an early stage and transition to a teenager and transition to an adult and get older. So it is in the different stages of business or different stages of handling things within an organization, right? So when you look at, you keep having recurring payroll errors every month. You keep having employees coming back to see, my salary was computed wrongly, this one happened, that one happened. Those are the things that, these are telltale signs that you have outgrown your process and you need to level up your game. Also, when you have difficulties onboarding employees, every time you have to onboard an employee, you have to go through different computational processes. You don't have all your employee record in one place. You cannot seamlessly onboard an employee and get that employee to a point where they are readily available to receive payment. There's always back and forth, so many manual processes. Records are fragmented. You can't say to them that you have records of the employees in the time past. You can't find them. So those are telltale signs as well. When you're juggling also multiple spreadsheets, as you know, spreadsheets do not connect between each other when they are on different files. So when you have employee record here, from this employee record and spreadsheet, you have to now make imputation for payroll. You have to now manage benefit. You have to now have make computation for taxes. All those different things can create chaos when you're juggling multiple spreadsheets. And once you're doing this, there is a room for error. Definite error. It's something that cannot be avoided. Also, when you look at a case where you don't have a central platform where you manage employee record and make it easy for you to quickly make payment disbursement. Some people have this spreadsheet, and every time they want to run payroll, it's that they have to go to the bank branch to go and submit this schedule to their banking officer, or they have to juggle uploading it to an internet banking, and this is causing issues. So, even as you as a business owner, when you look at the thing very well, and you look and you see the fact that every time maybe your HR manager or your admin computes this payroll, they have to send it to you. You now have to worry about and spending, instead of spending time in things that matter in your business, you have to spend more time juggling spreadsheets. And because you don't want to give them probably internet banking access to your corporate account, you have to go and do that mundane task. Whereas it's something that you have come up with a much more scalable solution that every of your team member are within the same platform. Then they can, once they're done with creating the schedule and everything is done, all you just need to do is approve. Once you approve, disbursement takes place and everybody gets paid. Right. So now that system will now insulate the activities of a payroll analyst, a HR manager, or even an admin or a finance manager from other financial related areas of the business, which you think are very sensitive as well. So last but not the least, when you are also juggling statutory compliance, every time there is a let's say an inspection or a statutory filing you need to do, you're always trying to juggle. You're just trying to compute this and that, missing records, things not being consistent, no centralized place. So these are telltale signs that, to be honest, you really need to transition from what from your approach currently to a much more robust approach to handling payroll. So those are the key areas you have to look out for as a business to ensure that you keep on improving your process, you keep on improving your process, and looking out for solutions that will help you stay ahead of the curve. I didn't know my camera was off, but I think I've turned it on now, so probably people can see my face, right? So the next one is when we look at what is payroll automation. So I've been talking about spreadsheet and everything that has to do with the manual process, some of the issues that are plaguing the current manual processes. Now we're going to look at, okay, what is payroll automation? So by definition, payroll automation is using smart softwares or tools to manage payroll taxes with minimal manual input. So one of the plaguing issues that I have mentioned before about spreadsheet is that every time you have to change something, you have to crunch one or two numbers, do one or two. You have to be like a god of formulas. You have to know different formulas every time you need to derive a result. But when you are using a much more automated payroll system, what that means is that it helps you automate a lot of things. In fact, it helps you automate a lot of things. You have cases where when you're onboarding an employee and you need to compute salaries, that is also included in it as well. When you want to compute taxes, that is also included in it as well. When you want to generate pay slip at the end of the month, typically when you pay salaries, you need to also generate a pay slip that you send out to your employees. So pay slip is also very, very important as well. That you generate that. When you want to handle things like benefit and disbursement, you have fragmented systems which you have to always talk to. And whenever a system in your business is not talking to each other, that creates room for inefficiencies. And also, when you have to disburse salaries either to employee account or wallet, payroll automation helps you achieve this without a spreadsheet. So, yeah, when we look at the benefits of payroll automation, it improves accuracy. Accuracy, at least 99% of accuracy, manual error will be reduced because there are no tweaking of these formulas. They are standard and they meet Nigerian regulation. And these different computations can happen instantly without you having to understand the inner workings of of the spreadsheet, right? In this regard, so also efficiency, it cuts the processing time by 80%, and also transparency. It helps improve transparency. Your employees have visibility over their pay slip. They can easily go and download their pay slip. So when it has to do with also compliance, it takes care of compliance itself. So in a case where you have pay salaries and you also want to remit payee or pension to different statutory organizations in Nigeria, the system can also help you achieve that as quick as possible without having you to maybe consultant, use consultants or other approaches for you to be able to achieve this. So you see, it basically would cut down the cost you have. And many businesses today pay a lot of money to consultants for them to be able to get this done. So, but from one particular platform, you're able to pay salaries and handle other compliance across board. Also, satisfaction as well. So there is this adage by Richard Branson. He says, if you take care of your employees, they will take care of your customers. So happy employee means happy customers. So if you pay your employee on a timely manner, and this timely manner can only come when you have less inefficiencies in the process of by which you get to compute your payroll schedule and disburse it to your employees. So think about it in a weekend when the banks are no longer working and you have to go and submit a spreadsheet to the bank to process payment. And you see that since they're not working, and if that particular weekend, the end of the month falls within that particular weekend, you realize that you'll be able to process payment. But if you look at it in another way, if you're using an automated system that enables you to automate these things, even if the last day of the week falls on a weekend, you can still proceed to process payment. So that is the entire benefit that one can get by adopting payroll automation. Another thing that we need to look at is many businesses, we have business owners, HR managers, finance managers. There is this fear, a common fear that exists, that people look at different scenarios. Will I lose control? No, you won't lose control, because what the system does is it gives you visibility and puts approval processes. It also put approval processes in place to enable you guide your other team members, so that someone who is meant to do onboarding can do onboarding. You get approval as well. Someone who's supposed to create a special schedule can do it. Then you also get to approve before payment goes out. So you still have control over every different aspect of the entire payroll process in your business. So on that area, people also have fear. Is actually my current manual payroll process works. I don't need to improve it. You have to always sit back and think about it. We are currently in 2025. Do you want to keep doing what you're doing in 2025, even though it's working, but it's not really driving efficiency for your business? Think about it back then when we had horses. People who owned horses then could not know that they could get to the destination where they're going to faster if they had bought a car. But it took time for the adoption of vehicles to prove that people can get to point A, from point A to point B faster than they would with horses, right? And when spreadsheet came out, it was the golden era when it worked. But now, for you to be able to keep up with the fast pace in this current era, you need to transition from any manual process you're doing and adopt technology that will make things faster for you. Also, when it has to do with migration, people say, how would I do migration? My existing data. To be honest, onboarding can be very, very faster than you think, right? And now you now have your employee records. So even when your employees leave your organization, you have these records. You can always look at them. You can also generate report based on them as you see fit as well. So when it has to do with also, people also say, will I be able to learn this new platform? Think about it. Back then, when you used to buy mobile phones, people had to get manual to read about how to operate their phone. These days, you go and you buy a phone, and you don't actually need a manual. So technology had advanced to a point where we all put psychological processes in place and look at the human psychology while building products. Why? So that we can make life easy for those using it with minimal learning curve. You just have to understand how to get your employee record in, how to generate a payroll, and how to go through the approval processes if you have a much more larger team, and how funds can also be added to the system, also disbursed as well. So yeah, so also people also look at okay, they think about how do I know that how do I know what is going on? So in every automated system, there's what we call audit trail. Audit trail enables you to look at the activities of all your other team members on the platform, where you say, okay, this person updated this person updated that, this person did this, and also with the approvals in place, you're able to ensure that people don't pay salary when you don't want it to be paid, right? And things go as expected, and there is visibility across everything, both transaction log, both report, and payroll data as well. You can also look at companies face cases where you have ghost employees, so you're able to have visibility about that. Let's say you have multiple branches across the different states, right? So I know some businesses that have to send funds for payment to be made to employees in that particular branch. But if you have different branches, you can consolidate everything under one particular platform. You know, okay, these employees, they want to pay from so and so branch, they're from so. Everybody gets paid at the same time, and everything is consolidated as well. So you look at customizability of the product. When you look at that, you look at, okay, my own business case. There's some business that are very, very unique, and you might have some things that you want to improve. You cannot reach out to Microsoft that you want to improve the way an Excel is. It is that way. So, but you can always use platforms that are native to Nigeria that have ability to be able to add additional flows to make business efficiency better in your business as well. So, and this is what causes the myth versus the reality. What is the fear? The common fear of transitioning from spreadsheet to payroll automation. You look at losing control. Will I lose control? No, you won't lose control. You have a dashboard, an audit trail, and an approval workflow that will enable you to stay ahead and on top of everything that is happening on the particular payroll system. You look at error, it's going to reduce human error. So there is this saying that the moment multiple people have to juggle data, it improves the high degree of error that would happen. So less human intervention in any system makes the system much more efficient, and the system comes with very compliant computation of allowances and deductions applying to taxes using the Nigerian progressive tax table. Every time regulation changes, the system updates, and everybody on the platform get the same update. Not the case where your own update will come later. No, you are on the cloud. Once an update comes, it comes to everyone. You don't have to pay specifically for an update, right? So, and this also boils down to some of us in our businesses, we are still using old Excel sheets, very, very older versions. Is because every time you need to update your Excel sheet, you have to go and probably buy a new up-to-date licensing version. But if you're an automated system, update happens across board for everyone. And also, last but not the least, complex needs. So, like I mentioned before, I know the fact that many businesses have some very, very unique processes that they also want to incorporate into their payroll processes. So working with a payroll provider that is very, very flexible and has room for optimization and customization enables you to also achieve this with your own business case as well. So also, well, we're going to look at how to stay in control while automating. So this is more like trying to buttress what I've said before. So it's very, very important that you use a system that has an approval workflow, that has seamless onboarding as well. So onboarding for your employees need to be seamless. One of the most dreaded things for most employees is the onboarding process of most organizations, right? And the more complex an onboarding process is for an employee, the more difficult it is for the employee to even get started. Things get complex for them, and most employees don't get efficient during the first few days of their onboarding in a particular company. So the platform enables you to optimize onboarding process, and also role-based access. You have to look out for role-based access. Ensure that every of your team member have a designated role within the platform. So platforms that are much more automated, you need to look out for this as well. Also, activity logging, like I've mentioned before, audit trail. I have to look at, okay, what are the activities of team members on the platform? You look at optimization, and also you look at audit ready reports as well. So there are reports that business owners have to get from time to time when we want to do one or two compliance related matters. So you need a platform that can enable you to be able to generate some of these reports as well. So all these I have mentioned are some of the things you have to look out for when you're looking at adopting a payroll system, and when you believe that you really want to transition from an Excel or spreadsheet approach to handling payroll to a much more automated process. So at this point, I will just quickly give you like a walkthrough to give a bird's eye view of how an automated platform works, just to give you some highlights. So I know that at the end of this meeting, there will be opportunities for questions, like I've mentioned when I started as well. And also, you can also have opportunity to also request for a demo, a much more in-depth demo for us to give a walkthrough, because we won't be able to do that on this call because of the time. So we want to ensure that we make this session as concise as possible, so that everyone can also, because when things take too long in terms of so much activities, people get bored. And also, so after this call, you have opportunity to also book a demo. You can book a demo. We get to show you, our team will get to show you much more in depth as to how our software works, so that you can begin to have engagement within your organization. As a business owner, you can also start planning towards it. You can look at your budget. You can create a budget for it. You can also look at transitioning from your current approach, which is using spreadsheet to handle payroll, to a much more automated approach. So I will just probably stop sharing my my camera and play the video in a moment. Just give me a minute.
While you wait for the video, if you have any question, kindly drop it in the Q&A section. Thank you very much.
All right. So yeah, that was the end of the little product demo show. And I believe most of us could see the how the entire platform looks like and some of the possibilities that can be achieved with the platform as well. And it's still around some of the things I've discussed as well. So you have opportunity to also request a much more in-depth demo after this call. So you will probably receive an email as well with a demo link. Or at the end of this particular session, you can also scan the QR code you will see at the end for you to request a demo. So now, when you look at this particular platform, look at okay, how has this particular platform helped other businesses? So we have other businesses on the platform, enabling them to automate their processes as well. So one of the businesses that we have also achieved this for is this Academy, which has over 50 plus employees. So typically, when they onboard to our platform, they were using a spreadsheet-based payroll, and there was so much high payout failures when it has to do with handling their tax salaries. And with this, then they used to go to the bank to actually submit schedules and all that. So we were able to automate their process. So they switched to a much more optimized automated payroll to which is Stario. And currently, they are able to process payroll much more faster, even during weekends. They're able to make salary disbursement, and their error has reduced in the past 6 months, and also an improved employee satisfaction because now even if a payday falls within at the end of the month, employees still get paid regardless. So this is a typical case study of how Sario can also solve your business needs and also help you transition from a manual payroll process using spreadsheet. Like I said, what works for 5 employees will not work for 100. And as your business scales across different branches, across different states, you need to also incorporate tools. So now, how do you know the right payroll tool to choose? You have to look at, does the payroll tool do they comply with local tax laws? Are they able to compute payee tax for you? Are they also able to remit payee tax and pension, NHF, and NSITF, which many businesses handle as well? So that particular platform need to be able to handle all these different things for you. And also you have to look at what is the minimum number of employees that platform should accept. Most payroll automation platform out there do not accept anything less than 20 employees. So if you have 20 employees in your organization, so you might face a case where but we try to be much more flexible because we are focusing on SMEs. We want the SMEs to be much more automated. Many SMEs startups in Nigeria are facing this problem because of the rising cost of automating their process. We want to solve that problem for the SMEs and get them to automate their process. Even if you have 5 employees, even if you have 10 employees, you can actually use the product to automate your process. And as your business gradually grows, the platform scales with you automatically. You have to also look at, does the platform enable you to integrate with existing accounting tools, HR platform, and messaging tool. So, like I also mentioned before, any system you're using that doesn't interact with other systems has a form of a data silo. And that data silo can also plague you because it increases inefficiency in your business as well. So you also have to look at responsive to support channel. Will they respond to you whenever you need it? Like you can't contact Microsoft team currently because it's a much more international company. You have to, as an SME, you have to deal with businesses that are local and understand your peculiar need and can respond to you 247 as well. You have to look at customizable workflow. Does the platform enable you to be able to customize workflows that are peculiar to your business? So, and also you have to look at a much more transparent business pricing model as well. So, different platforms have different pricing. You have to adopt a payroll tool that enables you to have transparent pricing, that enables you to know what you can pay at, depending on the number of employees you have. and there won't be additional hidden fees around it. So because many platforms get you in and you realize that you're paying so much than you're paying before. And all. So at this point, I would like to give a bonus resource to our attendees, those who stay to the end of this particular webinar, as we get ready to go through some of the questions that are on the is in the question and answer on the chat. So there are two resources here. There are two interesting guides which our team have written. So the first one enables you to look at smarter alternatives to payroll sheets that can save you hours every month. So this guide is a much more in-depth guide. I even touches on some of the things we have discussed about during this webinar. So the other one is looking at hidden payroll strategies that can help employees earn more. So most businesses don't know that there is a way they can optimize their payroll to even reduce tax burden on the business and also to give more employees the ability to be able to earn more. Most businesses don't know that. They don't know that payroll can be optimized to make you pay less tax and also to reduce the burden on the tax burden on the business as well. So you can go ahead and scan any of these QR code. So once you scan the QR code, you get a link and you can go straight to this particular resources as well. So for those who attended this webinar, I will also include this in an email that was sent to everyone so that you can go through it and possibly if you have further questions, you can request a demo and a member of our team will also attend to you and walk you through how this can be applied for your business. So at this point, I think we are at the point where we probably have to take questions, the question and answer. But probably I will leave this screen up for those who want to actually scan the QR code. You can scan the QR code and let's say we can take questions.
Once again, if you have any questions, you can insert it in the question and answer section. I'll read out the questions and we'll find and we'll give answers to those questions. Okay, so we have one question already, and it's a simple question. It's asking if the payroll platform salary can generate pay slip.
Okay, yeah. So it can generate payslip. Yeah. So payslip generation is automatic. So immediately you disburse salary to employees, it is generated automatically. And so there is what we call employee self-service. So all your employees would be able to log into their self-service, either web or mobile app, and for them to download their payslip. So we have a mobile app because we know that many people spend time on their mobile. I also have a web app for those who want to use their laptop or a web browser. So we generate payslip, and all your employees can see their payslip. Once they log into their self-service portal, they can download it as PDF and use that for any purpose they want. So payslip generation is very, very important for many businesses, but most people don't know that employees need this payslip for them to be able to do other things. Most people want to take loans. Most people want to also show this as evidence that they're actually getting paid for them to access other financial benefits on other platforms. So it's very, very important as a business that you use a platform that generates payslip for you. So most people who are using spreadsheet have to rely on cranking out payslip generation manually. So imagine when you have 100 employees, would you create payslip for all employees? And that is why many businesses cannot be able to deliver payslip every month. So you need a system that can enable you to be able to generate payslip every month. You don't have to intervene every time an employee needs a payslip. So if an employee needs a payslip for the last for the last 6 months, they can always go back and search. Once they search, they can see the payslip that they want, and they will download it. They can download all the payslips that that attends to them that they have earned over the course of the period of time. So they don't have to come and add additional pressure to you as a business owner, as a HR person, and you have to give it to them because it's your obligation to give it to them. So now, what would you explain when an employee needs their payslip? It now adds additional burden, and that time you take to go and do this is time you have to take to focus on much more important aspect of a business, not to be able to generate value and grow your business. So it does generate pay slip.
Thank you very much. Any other questions? And then Napoleon, thank you for the question. Are there any other questions? The QR codes are still on the screen, so we're still giving a bit of time for you to scan and get the resources for your business. And like Misha has rightly said, employees need it helps them, like you mentioned, get loans, it helps them for payment, amongst other things. And at salary, we provide services that help both employers and employees to get efficient payroll. So just waiting a couple of minutes for any more questions before.
Okay, so if anyone wants to book a demo, one-on-one demo, you can also scan the QR code on the screen. Um, um, Also, I will send a demo link to everyone who attended this particular webinar. In case you want to book a demo, you can always use the link to book a demo and join the call, and we would walk you through much more in depth. And you get to ask more questions if you have questions. If you want a guide on implementation, you can also discuss that further. And we are here to help reduce the stress for business owners. We're also here to reduce the stress for HR managers. We're also here to reduce stress for finance managers. So as the case may be, as long as you handle payroll with spreadsheet, you need to look out for how to make it much more automated and have your time back. So if you are a HR manager and you're in an organization, you need to think of how do I pitch a solution that my my boss or the CEO would see a need to adopt to make your process and your job role much more efficient, and to enable you to be able to spend more time in much more high value activities within the organization. So for business owners, this is also a wake up call for you to look at your processes. You might say, okay, I have an employee that is doing that, but they can also spend more time on much more important things than spending time on manual payroll and processes that can also cause errors and can cause employer-employee conflict between you and them. So and also give you visibility. Remember, I mentioned payroll that is manual with spreadsheet have cannot scale. Especially when you want to grow the team, you have files here and there. Those files are not secure on the laptop. They can get missing. So imagine an employee who handles payroll for your business is working home today and their laptop is stolen, or there is a fire outbreak in their house and those files are on the laptop there and it gets missing. So how would you recover the data? So you see, as a business, everything you do as a business, you need to have them on the cloud, and you need to go with a payroll provider that can enable you to handle things on the cloud, right? So, and that is what we as a business enables business owners, HR managers, and finance managers solve this problem. We automate payroll processes, HR processes, and ensure that your workforce is happy. So we also give the employee service aspect also helps manage their financial needs. They can request for things like end wage access, which are some of the things that we can also discuss about. So because we can't cover everything within this call, we'll keep on having section upon session to enlighten people and share more light on different things. So we also have a special session on payroll management, in-depth payroll management. We also have a session in a few months' time around taxes, pay tax, how to compute pay tax, and how to also automate it, both the manual and the automated approach to it. So these are the topics we would keep on talking about because we want to build a community of people who have adopted payroll automation at in all their business processes. So yeah, thank you very much. So you can scan the QR code if you want a one-on-one demo with our team. Thank you very much. Yeah, Akindele, over to you.
Thank you very much. We'll be rounding up in a bit, so we still have enough time to scan the link for a demo, and we would love to see you at the next webinar or event or X space going forward. We're really grateful for everyone that stayed to the end, and we'll be seeing you at our next program. Thank you very much.
Bye, guys. Take care.